Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to give you a simple explanation in how you can create this cool snow-covered pine tree using ink and water. The one you see here is slightly more detailed, but I also do a more loose version in the end. So let's get started. First thing that you're going to need is paper and then a mop brush filled with water. As you can see here, I'm just kind of plopping water. You can't see it actually. It's very hard to see. But I'm putting it randomly, kind of in a zigzag. Then I get a brush that has the ink and I go up the center where the trunk of the tree would be. And it's just gonna catch that water and burst and explode. I just love how that looks and it's just really fun to do. So obviously this doesn't look like a pine tree yet, but we're gonna slowly add some more water and we're going to add some more details. So that's my mop brush again with more water, and I'm spreading it out. As I'm moving it around a little bit more, I want to make sure that I leave spaces. You don't want a perfect triangle because that's going to look like a triangle, not a pine tree. This is the part I love actually I love all of it, is lifting up the ink and water with a tissue. And it just kind of leaves an imprint and you get the effect of snow, as you can see. Then I go in with my ink again. The paper is still wet, so it's still activating, it's still blending, and I'm finding a little bit more of that shape of the pine tree, adding some more detail. As you go along, you're gonna wanna lift and add detail. So probably you've caught on to why we're doing the lifting, and that's because we wanna give it the illusion of snow. It's not going to look exactly like snow because it is black. It's black ink we're working with, but it's a really cool effect. And I actually use it in basically all of my ink paintings that I've been doing. It's a really helpful thing to do. The harder you push, the longer you hold the tissue, the more is going to be taken up off the paper. Of course, you don't want to take everything. I'm using a fine tipped brush for just some really tiny details. I always like the top to be really skinny and tall. And then I'm just adding in some shadows where I feel like there might be some shadows. And yeah, you can have fun with that part. Just step back and have a look. All right, so at this part, I want you to keep in mind, try and keep in mind how a pine tree actually looks. Underneath the snow, it's going to be darker, and in the center of a pine tree, it's going to be darker because there's no light touching those parts. So I'm trying to make wise decisions in where I'm putting that dark ink. I do have this video sped up a little bit, so I'm not actually moving my brush around that fast. I'm trying to see and take a moment to look and see where it needs a little bit more depth. Again, this is all up to you. You can use a little bit of intuition, but you can also study a picture of a pine tree and just look and see, where is it dark? Where is it light? Is there space? Some pine trees don't have spaces at all. So depending on what look you're going for with your particular pine tree, you don't have to do it this way. This is just, I like a lot of variety. I like randomness because in nature, though there is a lot of patterns, there's also a lot of randomness. And that's what makes painting trees kind of easy and gives you a lot of wiggle room is what I'm trying to say. So again, just trying to make wise choices where I'm putting that darkness. We're wrapping up the end of this tree. I'm going to include a second version of this abstract snowy pine tree. So this one you can see I have a lot more water on the paper. And this one turns out to be a lot more loose looking. It's kind of like a fat snowy tree too, which I really like, which is funny because generally I like skinnier looking trees. And I go in and I lift a lot of that water and ink. And it's okay. It's kind of like, oh, that's a waste. But the first part, you're just kind of trying to imprint it anyways. So I don't go through and put very much extra detail into this one. I just wanted it to be, super loose. So that is the finished product with the loose one. I really like it. I think it's super cute. It looks good, stands alone. And here's another look at the first one that we did, more detailed, more dark, super moody. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up, and stay tuned because I've got more things to show you. Bye!